Okay guys, this is to continue my tune-up on my 98 Eclipse here. At this point, I've just took out the down pipes. Um, Guys, I have to unplug the negative battery wires. I think that should be good. Just unplug the negative wire before I unplug the OC sensor. This is the OC sensor on the down pipe. I've loosened it out and took it out down already. And what I'm gonna do next is to clean around the area. Clean it with I don't know, maybe some metal brush or some sandpaper. Clean around this area well before I put on RTV with the new uh, ultra black RTV with the new gasket on. Um, Also, this side right here is the back side. Connect to the cat, which I just order. Um, I just order this gasket at AutoZone yesterday. I ordered like the cheap kind. It should be here by tomorrow. It's like a $3 kind. This is the cheap kind, but the gasket I put on the downpipe to the header is the expensive kind. I don't know. I end up buying AutoZone. I supposed to be buying Napa gasket, but oh well, I already ordered it. But the next time I should order a Napa because uh, the Napa, the Napa gasket, uh, it has it has the aluminum in the middle. I'll show you when I get the gasket. But anyway, I'm back here. Show everything I want to show you guys, and I need to do before I even drop my oil pan gasket. I find out that I found out that I have a leak back here. Um, First, there's a leak. There's a leak on. Let's see. Hold on. Let's see if you guys can see that. You see that that oil pressure sensor right there? The mechanic, they put Teflon tape on around the thread, which is not really right, not the right thing to do. I mean, there's so much thing wrong about this mechanic. They trying to when I put my engine together, I really disappointed about what they did. They did a lot of things wrong. I have to keep mentioning about it for you guys to know. But never ever, I would never hire any street mechanic no more. He just put Teflon tape on around the thread, and he says it's okay. I don't know if you guys can see it real good there. I might have to put flash. I forgot to put flash. But the oil back here, the oil is. I have a leak. The oil is leaking from the back of the plug, just like it happened before. Um, Before I changed this sensor, before I used the old sensor and it was leaking. Now it's always leaking the back of the plug. That's really weird. So I'm thinking like I have a oil compression problem on my engine, which I need to adjust the valve or open my engine again. But my engine, the 428 engine, there's no valve adjustment because they use hydraulic lifter. It's hydraulic, so you really can't adjust it unless you just want to change the lifter um, or the valve. If something wrong with the valve, but my valve's been is like new because I bought the engine on the top like new. Um, so I thought it was a leak, like, because there's some leak over here, and I thought that's where it's coming from, the rear main seal, connecting from the transmission here to the engine where the clutches meets. And I saw some oil around this area right in there, and I thought I thought it's coming from there, but really the oil coming from that oil pressure sensor that's shooting out from the back of the connection. Just keep doing the same thing. and I had some oil around here, which I know is from there. So, but it's not bad. So I'm just gonna leave it like that. But now, over here, my knock sensor, there's no leak on my knock sensor. But I look over now. Remember I told you guys about the leak on my oil pan right here? There's a leak when I turn on the engine. It's a small leak when I turn on the engine, but when I drive or rev it, the oil leaks become more. You know, it leaks more. So I thought it was the oil pan gasket right here by the oil pan by the oil pump right here. This is the oil pump, and it meets the oil pan in the gasket. So you see, there's some oil still right there. It's deposit right there. It's dripping from there. So this side of the engine, the timing side, is lower. That's why it's leaking over here. But I just found out it's probably not my oil pan gasket that's leaking. I don't know if they do a good job or not, but he told me he didn't put any RTV, and I saw some gray RTV when I look at it, or maybe ultra black. But anyway, they just lie. And now I just found out I don't want to drop my oil pan yet until I find out the real problem. And I just figured out that there's a lot of oil from up here on the top of the oil filter here. And if there's a lot of oil around here, that's why it's leaking over here, because the engine is lower over here and it's leaking over this side more, because the oil leaks is from, I just found out it probably from up here, right at my crankshaft position sensor. I think there's no O-ring in there. There's supposed to be an O-ring. You don't put any RTV on around there. There's just a bolt right here. It's just one bolt right here. It's gotta unbolt that, and this whole thing just slides out. It's just gonna be out, after that bolt is losing. So there's supposed to be an O-ring in there, and I forgot. I don't think there's an O-ring on there when I rebuild it. I mean, it's been a long time, so right now I'm gonna have to take this crankshaft position sensor out to check if there's an O-ring. If there's no O-ring, that's the problem. That's why the oil is leaking and it's go down into my oil pan and everything over this side. And if there's an O-ring, then it, I don't think there's an O-ring, because there's a lot of leaks starting from there. You see that? I don't know if you can see it, but I see there's a lot of leaks around this area from down there, and it leaks down to my oil filter. So that's the next thing I'll do. Check it out and see if there's an O-ring. And if there's not, most of the time that's the problem. So before I even drop my oil pan, that's what I gotta do next, guys. So that's just something I just found out, and you wanna take cautious too, because that might happen, and you might think it's an oil pan leaking or something, and especially when it's leaking over here on this side, makes you think the oil pump also. And I know I did my oil pump. I sealed my oil pump good with anaerobic sealing and everything. But I don't know about the oil pan gasket. However they did it, I don't know. It might be a bad job. But if I do an oil pan gasket job, I would torque right with all the bolts, and around this area, I would put anaerobic sealant. Yep. Okay, guys. Well, that's the best I can show you guys, share with you guys in this video. It's about that, and that's the next thing I'll do before I drop the oil pan. To change the gasket, because it's a lot of work, because I got to take out this bracket right here first, and there's another bracket up right here I got to take off to lower this oil pan gasket. And that's just gonna be a lot of work too, and especially when I don't really need to, when all it is just a O-ring missing on the crankshaft position sensor, which is right there. So that's what I'm gonna do now. And if I really want to redo that that oil pressure sensor, the thread again, I would have to go get the right stuff. It's called Loctite 529 RTV sealant. So it's like a non-hardened kind of RTV sealant, silicone. It's not the hardened kind like the regular one, because the regular silicone RTV it'll be hardened, and hardened RTV can drop into the engine. That's why I would use non-hardened RTV on around that thread when I redo it again instead of using Teflon tape. Teflon tape is not the right one. It's not right to use for that purpose. Those mechanics just don't know what they're doing. They just trying to take my money and not doing a good job. That's all I gotta tell you guys that, don't pay any street mechanic to work on your engine. I had to do it because I had no time back then, because I had a lot of work to do, and I was gonna finish up by myself or just pay them to do the top of the engine only. And I end up paying them to put my transmission and all that over. It was a lot of work though. Put my transmission back into the engine and tore down the head, cylinder head. That was a lot of work for them too. But I was gonna do all that by myself. The next time it's gonna be just me by myself doing that. I'm not paying for no street mechanic, or I'll find me a good mechanic somewhere at any shop out there to do it. But other than that, I'm not gonna find no random mechanic out there no more. Forget that. I'd rather do it by myself if I have to do that. So, alright, guys. So that's my next step, and just clean. When I have time done with that, I'll clean around the Cadillac converter uh, before I install the gasket, like I say. So it's just safe like that right now before I get this other problem solved. Alright, that's it, guys. See you in my next video on what happened next. I'm gonna tune up here.